Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some chicken. I got some chicken legs skin on, just seasoned with salt and pepper. Just going into a pan, nice and hot. No oil needed. There's enough fat in that skin to go ahead and give us enough to work with. So we're just going to let that keep on going there. Give a nice flip at this stage. Want a little bit of browning going on. We can always flip them back over. Not too much of a worry about overcooking these guys. Alright, we got a nice crust going on here now. We're going to flip it on the other side. Get a little bit of heat. And see if we can get some more brownness on the other side. Guys are pretty close to being about done. And here we go. We're going to give them one more final flip. You'll see our final brownness that we're looking for. That's where all the flavor's going to be. Especially if you look at the bottom of the pan right now. It's called the fond. That's where all the flavors go. Just going to give these guys a little jiggle and start popping them out of this pan. Ooh, look at those. Well, out they go. Now, next step is going to throw in some cut up onions here into that same pan while it's still hot. And then I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to start moving around. I'm going to start bringing off that layer of fond into my sauce so I can start to develop my onion. A nice sauce here going. I'm going to add a little bit of butter. It's going to help pull things up off the pan. It's also going to solubilize using the fats from the butter. Now it's going to incorporate all of that into our sauce. You're going to watch these get nice and beautiful there. So once I'm just finishing stirring in those onions, just going to let them chill, get that all off the pan. It's literally where all your flavors, all that salt, all the browning of proteins and sugars in there. Next step, I look beautiful. All right, next up, I'm going to throw together a quick little Caesar salad, but I did forget the lettuce at the store, so we're just going to do some croutons, some olive oil, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of chopped oregano in there. Nice extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to keep adding in a little bit more, because I want to do it. These are nice toasted up sourdough cubes. I like the little acidity that gets them from them. And then the olive oil gives it that nice softness and richness that you're going to get in this dish. Let's check it back in. Added some mushrooms here to our onions. And you can see beautiful browning happening on this pan. That's what we're looking for all this flavor coming off there. Now, I'm going to help start pouring it off. I'm going to add in some white wine here. Let that reduce around and start pulling it up, making my sauce very slowly, very slowly. Now, next, I'm going to throw in some whole garlic pieces. Just give them a little bit of flavor, let them go. They're going to go ahead and braise for a little bit, so they are going to go ahead and incorporate here. Next, I'm throwing in some caldo de pollo. It's the same thing as using chicken broth. I don't eat enough as one person to go ahead and make chicken stock all the time, carcasses. And then a little bit of Worcestershire sauce here, a little bit of black pepper. Give them that all stir, get it all nice and toasty, and get some heat on it. All right, now I'm going to throw in a flour slurry here. I'm just going to get that going with a little bit of toast going. So I'm going to give it some heat so I can get some little bit of brown and color on that flour. It'll bring out a little bit of the nuttiness of the flour. You can see right here, it's nice and brown and toasted. I'm going to add some more black pepper in here. Black pepper goes great with this dish. Really brings out the components. Give it a little stir. Make sure it's all incorporated here. Make sure that pepper's getting toasted. Go ahead and add some water slowly by slowly to start building my sauce. I don't want to add it too fast or it's not going to come together because that flour doesn't even dissolve. So step by step. Watch as it incorporates all. It's going to thicken up. All right. Add in some chopped rosemary here. I got a nice little fresh rosemary bush across the street. And I'm going to finish up by putting my chicken legs in here. Now these are just going to sit down skin side up. Put those in there. They don't need to be fully submerged here. Make sure you pour off the little juices too. A lot of flavor in that part on the plate there. Let these guys get set up. We're just gonna cover them for a lid and let them chill for about 20 minutes. All right, let's make our Caesar dressing. 1 egg's going in with a little bit of Dijon mustard, a little bit of black pepper. We're gonna get this a stir, make it a nice emulsification. It's gonna help bind our liquids and our fats together. Next step in, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, anchovy paste, lots of flavor in there. Give that all a nice mix together. A little bit of Parmesan cheese, nice stir. Now it's coming together. Now here comes our step where we're really bringing out the emulsification. We're gonna keep stirring this while we're slowly adding extra virgin olive oil. This is helping our sauce not break together and keeping everything incorporated, whipping in air and whipping into that olive oil into one cohesive mixture. You're gonna see it kind of thicken and thin out all at the same time to get that nice consistency you're looking for in that Caesar dressing. All right, let's take a look at that chicken. Gorgeous. All right, last look. Look how nice that looks. Now, this is French, so I'm gonna stir in a little bit of heavy cream though. Add a little more richness and flavor. Let that get going. Gorgeous. Ties in really well with the mushrooms as well, with a little bit of that heavy cream. Let's get a final look here from the top. Beautiful.